प्रभु तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी येह। श्री हरि कृष्ण महाराजनी जय, घनश्याम महाराजनी जय। Supreme Lord Swaminarayan, our Pujapad Guruji, and all of you devotees who are watching, my humble Jai Swaminarayan. Today I want to get a little more deeply involved with a topic. This is such a principle, such a theory, you can say, which applies to everything and everyone. You can say it's universal. So, every day we walk, we talk, we sleep, breathe, sit, eat, we think good thoughts, we think bad thoughts. We cry sometimes we're very happy. Emotions are always going through our mind. All of these activities are performed through our daily life. What can this be called? Just think. I'm asking you, what am I specifically talking about? First thing that comes to your mind, actions, emotions. What else can it be? But I want you to think a little deeper. I want you to think on a scale of the word theory applies to it, or law. Well, let me tell you. Today we're going to talk about karma, or simply defined as action or deed. Obviously, action or deed, whatever I just mentioned above, is applied, but karma is something much more deeper than we think it is. It applies to everyone, as I mentioned. But karma is not only actions, but it's physical, mental, or emotional action or thought is also called karma. Just think, karma means action or deed when I say the word, and then apply it to whatever specific example I'll be talking about, so you'll understand it very easily. Now, no living being can remain without performing actions for even a second. You agree with me? Even sleeping is a karma, meaning you may be thinking that sleeping, I'm not even performing any action, I'm not doing any kind of activities, I'm not using my body, my mind. No, you're not, but it's still considered to be some kind of form of action. Maybe not active, but it's still a dormancy, meaning it's still in a sleep mode, where it's still considered to be karma, according to the law. Now, for every action, there's always a result or consequence. In physics, many people who take physics or study physics, they know there is a law, and it's called for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. I think it's considered in Newton's law. And Newton states this, and his theory, or you can say his concept, is actually correct. For every action, there is some kind of result or consequence, meaning there's always some kind of reaction behind it. This is for everything, we can say. It applies for every single thing we do, thoughts we think, everything. So, a person's karma, or past or present, is responsible for good or bad consequences in his or her life. Now, whatever karmas we've done, whatever actions we've done in our past life, or presently, right now, it's responsible for our good or bad consequences in our life. Meaning we can say we have a lot of disparities. There's a lot of disparities in our life, like rich or poor, high or low, intelligent or ordinary, good or bad. You see, there's so many people in the world, and also they have so many differences. Like some people are rich while others are poor. Some people live in a high status while others are in a low status. Some people are very intelligent, geniuses you can say, and some have ordinary intelligence. And some are very good people who donate a lot of money to charities, help the needy out. And some people are very bad, where they perform crimes, they steal, they drink alcohol, they break each and every rule possible in society, which disturbs not only themselves, but society itself. We see this a lot, right? I mean, you might be thinking, I work so hard. I've got a good job. Yet, why does that person have such a high status? Or why is that person so, you could say, so rich? Well, just think, it's because of his karma. In the past, maybe he's done something very good with his actions. Due to that, in this life, he's got very good luxuries, or a very good brain, you can say, or intelligence. Whatever Bhagwan gives him, he's got something. So never think that you're unfortunate. You create your own destiny. You create your own future. And I'll get to that point. So, we can't blame others because our life is a little ordinary or dull. We can't blame others. We're all responsible for our own self. That's what I'm trying to get at. Now, good actions produce happiness, and bad actions lead to suffering and misery in the present or future lives. Obviously, this is also simple and self-explanatory. If we do good things, such as serve Bhagwan, his saints, his devotees, obviously you're going to get good fruits from them. And on the other hand, we can see even in society right now, if we do bad things like steal or swear even, or even do any kind of bad actions which is not acceptable by Shashtriji Maharaj or his saints, we obviously feel the pain. Maybe not in this life. Maybe you said, maybe here's an example, that suppose you steal something and you get away with it and you don't get caught, and you feel very happy and very confident, and you're very satisfied with yourself. But maybe you won't get punished in this life, but in the next life or in the future, guaranteed you'll get punished, because that karma, that action, that deed is now stored into you, is attached with your soul. Now, very briefly, I want to talk Hinduism in general, not only the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, but Hinduism in general, believes in karma. It believes in reincarnation process as well. And it believes in each and every person has a soul. Now, due to that, we can talk about this concept of karma. It only fits when we think of these concepts as well. Reincarnation, the soul, and karma. They kind of go and weave into one another. Now, understanding the principle of karma, why am I doing this lecture on karma? What do I want you all to understand? Well, understanding the principle of karma can encourage a person to make moral and spiritual choices in one's daily life. Meaning, if you know that if I do good karma, then I will go to a good place, I will become happy, right? Instead of, if you know that if I do bad things, I'll go to hell, or I will suffer. Then obviously, when your mind is influencing you to make a bad choice, you'll think twice, and you'll think that if I do this, then I might not get punished right now, but in the future, Bhagwan will punish me for sure. After that, you think twice and you fall back on doing that bad action, you can say, or deed. And due to that, you produce good karma. And when good karma is produced by yourself, then obviously you get good fruits from it. So, The reason why I want to talk about this concept is because whenever your mind wavers off or wants to make some kind of decision that's not rational or is not according to the wishes of Bhagwan, then you think twice and fall back. That's the whole point of this lecture. It's my concept to you. So a person's present or past governs his present, and his present actions also shape his future. Now this is a little tricky. You got to think about it. Look, I'm going to read it to you again. So a person's present, meaning right now, or past, meaning his past life, governs, meaning judges, his present, meaning right now, and his present actions also shape his future. It's kind of like a cycle. So right now, whatever you're doing, your future will be shaped like that. If you're doing something good, very good. You don't have anything to worry about. If you're doing something that's not according to the wishes of Bhagwan, then you do have something to worry about, and you can't feel confident that you're going to get away with it every time. That's why I think twice before doing anything. Now this means if you can really control yourself, or you can really control your actions, your karmas, and you can also shape your future, then I want you to put yourself in the shoes of an architect. What does an architect do? An architect, he obviously draws out blueprints for structures, buildings, or commercial buildings, or anything, really. And he installs each and every point, where this electrical point will go, where the plumber's point will go, where this placement, each and every detail is placed by that architect. And then when the architect gives the blueprints to the contractor, then the contractor builds exactly to the measurements of the architect. It works exactly like this. This is the process. In the same way, using this example, if you become your own architect, or you are your own architect, you can say, you can actually draw your own blueprints, meaning you can actually draw your own life plans out. Whatever you do, if you want to do good things, in the end, that'll give you good fruits. In the same way, if you draw something, the contractor will build it, meaning Bhagwan will give you those fruits according to your good or bad actions. That's my point. Now let's get a little deeper in. Now there's two types of karma. Niskam karma and sakam karma. Niskam karma means desireless karmas, desireless actions or deeds. And sakam means desireful. Now let's start with niskam, meaning desireless. Actions performed without any expectations of material gain, ego, and material desire. Meaning, example, you want to become a doctor, but that's obviously, you have to study, and you have to study hard for 8 years, and then if you pass the exams, everything, then you can become a doctor, correct? But suppose while you have this thought, you perform the actions of becoming a doctor, meaning you study for 8 years, but you have a desire that I will get money from becoming a doctor. I'll get good money. I'll also be I'll also be known in society, meaning I will receive some kind of status. All these are expectations, meaning this is called, that's called sakam. Niskam meaning you don't have any kinds of desires. What I explained was a sakam form, meaning you have desires to perform something. On the other hand, niskam is you don't have any desires. Like if we do bhakti for Bhagwan, then, or devotion for Bhagwan, you should not have any kinds of desires where you want to do bhakti so then you'll be known in society, or Bhagwan will give you whatever you want. Like if you want a lot of money, or if you want to be known in society, if you perform 100 maras, or if you do 1,000 danvats, then Bhagwan will give you this. You should not have any kinds of expectations like that. So these are the two types of karmas, niskam and sakam. Now, even a little deeper in, Now there's 3 categories. Now you got to stay with me because it's going to get a little hazy, but it's easy because I'll give you examples so you can understand. So the 3 types of karma is kriyaman, sanchit, and prarabdha. Let's start with kriyaman. Actions which are performed every moment, consequences or fruits, may be attained in this or the next or the future lives. Meaning, this is easy. Every second you're doing something, right? Sleeping, eating, drinking, watching, everything, whatever you're doing. This is called kriyaman. It's happening as we're talking. It's happening constantly, right? The fruits of these karmas will be dealt with in this life or in the future of this life or beyond after you leave this body and you go to another body. Then, second, sanchit. Now, it's a vast accumulation of karma containing the sum total of all karmas done in one or many lives, meaning this is the big equal sign. All the lives you've taken, all the bodies you've accumulated in the past of different animals or different humans, everything, all the deeds you've done, good and bad, they're all equaled out, and this is called sanchit karmas. Fruits of these karmas are being experienced or they will be experienced in the future. Meaning whatever you've done in the past. So suppose you've done so many good things in the past, in your past lives, that right now you have got a chance to become a priest or a saint. Or you have got a chance to be a king of a kingdom. Something that has high status, someone that is very, very stable in each and every position because it's of your karmas in the past. So that's an example. Let me give you an example now on an ordinary basis. Suppose you write an essay. You write an essay in school? Yeah, you have many essays to write because of high school and homework itself. Now, the teacher gives you the score 1 week later. This is called sanchit. You see, it's not given right away, right? She has to grade it or he has to grade it. Then 1 week later, when all the papers of all the students are graded, then on one day, she distributes your score. Same thing. Or let me give you another example. A seed. A seed is planted into the ground. After 1 month, you see the plant come out. This is called sanchit. Meaning, not right away you see it, but you see it in the future or in the distant future. And lastly, prarabdha. The portion of one's sanchit karma that one is presently experiencing in this birth, meaning whatever you're experiencing right now. This is called prarabdha. For example, the attributes and conditions of one's physical body. Suppose you're handicapped in this life, or you're blind, or you're deaf, or some kind of mental, you can say, calamity in your body, something physical. This is due to your past. You've done nothing in this life to receive it. You know how some people are born with diabetes, or some people are born who are deaf, or some people are born who are colorblind. This is not because of this life. They've done nothing yet. How many karmas have they performed? They just become born. It's been about 10 to 15 seconds they're born, and you find out that the baby is colorblind or some problem has occurred. It's not because of this life. It's because of its past karma. Due to that, you can see it right now, and that's called prarabdha. So these are the 3 types of karmas that I wanted to talk to you about. Now, God gives the fruits of one's good or bad karmas. He's the judge, okay? He's the one who deals with everything. Now, go a little on the sidetrack and think. God himself, imagine his greatness. Look at how many, let's just stay on this earth. Look at how many people are on this earth, right? About, we can say, a world sense of 8 billion people, right now. God is so great that he controls he has the record books. He has the capacity to judge, to give fruits of each and every person's karma for each and every second. He marks down each and every person's karma. Imagine how Bhagwan is. This is the greatness of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. This is how great he is. Just think, only in this world. Now, according to the Vaishnava, there isn't just one earth like this, or there isn't just one universe. There's a lot. You can say infinite if you want to use the word. Countless, let's just say that. Yet, there's also other souls that are accumulating karma while doing each and every action. Yet, Bhagwan himself is so powerful that he has the record books of each and every soul. Imagine his greatness. It's beyond in anyone's imagination. And even in the Vaishnava, Bhagwan himself says that, Shashtriji Maharaj says that I cannot fathom my own greatness. Just think about it. Bhagwan himself cannot fathom his own greatness. That's how great he is. That's how powerful he is. Such a Bhagwan we've received. So we're very lucky, and we have good karma. Due to that, we're able to hear about his talks. We're able to come to his temple. We're able to come and worship. And due to that, we'll go to Akshardham because we've got this satsang fellowship. We have the company of saints. We have the company of devotees. And due to that, this proves that now it's almost the end point. When Bhagwan gives one the association of a true saint, a God-realized, self-realized saint, and the association of his ekantic devotees, that means that it's time for that person to go to the abode of Akshardham. This is almost the end point now. It's done. Now it's just up to you to finish. You're at the shore. All you have to do is just get out of the boat and go on the sand. That's all it is. So back to our topic. God gives the fruits of one's good karma and bad karma. It is only when God decides what to give as the fruits of one's karma that one actually experiences the positive and negative effects. Meaning, when Bhagwan wants to give the fruits, that's when that person sees the effects. If you stole something today and you don't see the effects of it until 3 years later, it's Bhagwan's will. He doesn't want to show you the effect right now. He wants to show you 3 years later. So you'll be satisfied and you'll be happy that I got away with it and there's nothing wrong with stealing. You have these kinds of thoughts. But 3 years later, when something happens to you and you think, what is that? How did this happen to me all of a sudden? It's because of that negative effect of when you stole 3 years ago. And that's when Bhagwan comes in and he deals with it and he gives you a positive or negative effect or punishment according to what kind of karma you did. Now, just on a side note, karma does not apply to animals because animals do not have intelligence as much as humans, and also they do not have discrimination power, meaning they don't know from right from wrong. Humans know that stealing is bad. Humans know that serving is good. Animals do not know the difference because they lack intelligence. Due to that, karma does not apply to them. But don't misunderstand. Karma is not fate or destiny because a person acts out of free will and is thus responsible for shaping his or her own destiny. Meaning, each and every person has a chance to shape their own future by performing good karmas or bad karmas in the present right now. Now, if you have a hard life, that means that it's your past karmas that are kind of disrupting you right now due to that. But you have the control to do good things in life. You have the control to be a good person. You have a control to be the better person out of the two, you have control of each and every one of your action. So you can always mold and make your future something that is in accordance and something that is going to please Bhagwan. That's how we can put the theory of karma into play. Now lastly, you may be asking, my soul itself has done many, many good deeds and many, many bad deeds. So the question remains, how can one dissolve or overcome the burden of karma? There's two things. Number one, through performing niskam karma for the aim of pleasing God and the God-realized, self-realized saint. That's number one. So, by performing niskam karma, meaning desireless, you don't have any kinds of expectations. All you want to do is please Bhagwan. Whatever you do, if it's devotion, even if you work to earn money, even if you go to school to get a good education or to get into a good college, all of it, if you think that whatever I'm doing is to please Bhagwan, even if you're eating, even if you're sleeping, any kind of concept, anything you do, if you have in your mind that I want to please Bhagwan, then automatically Bhagwan himself nullifies all those karmas and pretty much your slate is cleaned. Your record books are zeroed out, meaning there's no other marking. It's all clean. That's what one has to do. And one can attain moksha or liberation when this feat is finalized. When your record books are zero, when your slate is cleaned, then Bhagwan will take you to his Akshardham, and you can stay there constantly with his idol and perform his meditation. This is the end point of, meaning you can say, of attaining this human life. This is what one has to do in the end, is to attain Bhagwan. There's no other happiness besides him. So, I encourage each and every one of you to think twice before doing anything, because it's going to go down in your record books. You may not see it, but Bhagwan definitely is recording each and every one of your actions, good or bad, and he knows. He may not show right now, but in the future, when something happens that's not going according, then you'll understand that this was because I did this in my past. So, I encourage each and every one of you to perform good actions over bad actions, and only for the sole cause of pleasing Bhagwan. Last note, next week, April 20th, is the birth of our Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Here at Loyadham, Mandir, New Jersey, we're having a grand celebration all day long. Different activities will occur. So, on behalf of Pujya Swami and myself, please come with your family and enjoy the festival. Jai Swaminarayan. Shree.